November 2nd is the 2021 NFL trade deadline, and here are 4 players that the New York Jets could deal before the deadline. So without further ado, let's get it started. So let's start off with safety Marcus Maye, who has been pretty much rumored to get traded this entire season, but recently stated that he wants to be part of the New York Jets. He has not requested a trade. He wants to be part of our organization, and I never thought Douglas was going to trade him until last week when it was falsely reported that Maye wanted out of New York. But now with him saying he wants to be a Jet, I doubt a trade happens, but there is a small chance that it does. So what do I think Marcus Maye could end up, and what do I think we could get in return for him? So the place I think Marcus Maye lands is the Indianapolis Colts. Why the Colts? There are a ton of NFL teams that need safety, so why am I picking the Colts? Well, they have a tight end by the name of Maye on the roster. Last season in 50 games for the Colts, Maye had 394 yards and 2 touchdowns, and in 6 games for the Colts this season, Cox has had 152 yards and 3 touchdowns. He is one of the best backup tight ends in the NFL, and a team like the Indianapolis Colts, who just lost their starting safety Julian Blackmon to a torn ACL and need a good defensive player to keep their playoff hopes alive, would most definitely deal out a backup tight end for one of their starting safeties. And Maye Cox could improve this defense by a ton. Ryan Griffin and Tyler Kroft suck. So we need a tight end like Maye Cox to come in and add some consistency to the position. Now, I don't think Maye gets traded, but if he does, hopefully it's to the Indianapolis Colts for Maye Cox. Another player who could be traded is wide receiver Denzel Mims, who's only been on the field for 8 of Zach Wilson's 171 passing attempts. That is insane. Our second-round pick from last season has only appeared in 3 games for the Jets this season, has been a healthy scratch for the other 2. I mean, something is obviously going on behind the scenes between Mims and the Jets, but I think over the bye week, they got that resolved, and I don't think Mims is going to be traded. And as I said with Marcus Maye, there's always a chance. So who do I think trades for Denzel Mims, and what do I think we could get in return for him? The Eagles, Lions, and Packers are 3 teams that I think could potentially trade for Mims. All of these teams have some concern for the receiver position at the future and also need some help at it right now. And since Mims is a second-round pick from last year, has a huge ceiling, we could definitely get somewhere between a 3rd and 2nd-round pick for him. Another player we could trade is Folorona Fatukasi. Now, I want the Jets to re-sign Foley at the end of the season, but I can see why we would trade him. I mean, we have Jonathan Marshall on the roster. He did a pretty good job at stuffing the run. Week 4 against the Titans, did a good job of it in college, and the Jets could potentially think he's the next Foley. And there are quite a few teams looking to compete for the playoffs this season that have allowed some of the most rushing yards this year. The Arizona Cardinals, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Los Angeles Chargers just haven't done a good job at stopping the run, and adding a guy like Folorona Fatukasi to boost your locker room spirit too, because I forgot to mention it, but Foley is an amazing locker room guy, and to also improve your run could be something that teams will try and do. Now, I don't think we get anything more than a 4th-round pick for Foley, but knowing Joe Douglas, we could potentially get something more. And another player that I could see the New York Jets trading is defensive tackle Nathan Shepard. He's done nothing for us this season. You know, the guy has done, basically the only thing he's done for us is give other team yards. I mean, Nathan Shepard just has not been good, and you might be thinking, who would trade for Nathan Shepard? I mean, we got a 6th-round pick for Jordan Willis last season, so anything's possible. And we also have Jonathan Marshall on the roster, and we need to get this guy some reps because he is a beast. So get Shepard, off the team. He's actually the only guy on this list that I think we should trade, but he's also the only guy on this list that we're probably going to get the least amount for. Probably not going to get anything more than a 6th-round pick for Shep, but hey, the New York Jets should definitely be looking into trading him. And that's all the players that I think the New York Jets should trade this season. I will be releasing a video very soon about players that I think the New York Jets should trade for. But do you guys agree with any of the players that I listed in this video? Do you think there's more players that the New York Jets could potentially trade? Let me know down below. Also, check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for more content, and subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoy the content in this video. And I'm your host, Jude, signing off for now. See you later. Peace.